Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of October 19th through the 25th. And during that time, we have several moon phases. We first have the waning crescent, which is a time of surrender, rest, and healing. A good time to just kind of rest and get prepared for the new cycle ahead, which begins on the new moon on the 21st, 22nd. And that energy can linger around for a couple of days there. And of course, that's a time of fresh starts, new beginnings. Good time to just start new projects, learn new things, make new decisions. And then we move into the waxing crescent, which is just a time of really good heightened energy and emotions, heightened senses, and a good time to buckle down and get to work on those new things that you've just started. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that you may or may not encounter, Sagittarius. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading this week: balance, spirituality, and practicality. All right, let's see what the Sagittarius Collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling, I would like to say that my fun weekly reminder this week is that you notice the world around you when it comes to synchronicities this week. So oftentimes, some people don't really pay attention to those things. I've noticed that I do, and it's really amazing the things that you encounter, especially when you just need a little message. And it could be an animal. The way I use the animal ones is if I see an animal that I don't see every day, I look up the attributes of that animal and then think of a situation in my life that's currently going on where I need to use those attributes. So that's one way. You might see recurring numbers. That's something that I also see a lot. You might overhear a song or a conversation. It's just, it's the universe's way of offering you these little breadcrumbs. It's like a whole secret language that's going on. So if it's not one that you are open to, if you pay attention a little bit more this week, it might be something that kind of clicks and opens up to you. So just wanted to let that be my fun weekly reminder this week. All right, Sagittarius, without further ado, let's get into this reading. October 19th through the 25th. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Let's see what you guys have going on. Your overall present energy right now is the Ace of Pentacles. So, looks like you have something new coming in for you. This can be a new financial opportunity, a new material opportunity of some sort. So, it could be, like a job offer or uh, an offer to like a promotion that might come in. You might have some side gig that starts making you some money, but it looks like just something is presenting itself to you as a new financial or, again, material. It could just be a thing that comes to you. Um, anyway, let's see where this reading goes then. Your current situation is the Six of Wands. So you're in a little bit of a celebratory mode. It looks like you've had some, recent success, and it could be, in this could be the reason for this financial thing that's coming in for you, is the fact that you're just being a little bit celebrated, not only by yourself, but your community. The people around you are seeing that you're doing a great job. This could be a raise, little bonus, some little bump that comes in for you. At the root of this situation is the Hermit. So, it looks like you've been kind of going within and seeking out some sort of inner wisdom, some sort of inner searching, and that could be the reason. It could be that opened you up to applying for something or asking for something, in the financial realm. Like, hey, I've been thinking about this thing and I think I'd like to move into this position over here. Or, I've been thinking about this and maybe it's time for a raise. So it could be that you actually confronted someone and asked because it's on your mind and you're thinking about it. In your recent past, is the Seven of Cups. So you're coming from a place where you've had the luxury of many, many choices, and that's always good. I always say that is a luxury because if you have choice, then that's a great thing. I find that the how do I put this? Not the worse off, but the less options and choices you have, sometimes that's why I see that as a luxury. Some people are just kind of forced into things because they don't have a lot of options and choices. But if you do, that's kind of a luxury, and you need to be appreciative of that. And just be very thankful and grateful for whatever is being given to you and the fact that you have lots of options and choices. What is on your mind this week is a little bit of anxiety, and maybe it is because of, you've got a lot of options and choices, but again, maybe you need this new financial thing coming in. Maybe you've been thinking about, you go within and you're thinking, hey, I'm worth more than I'm being paid right now, or I need to find a way to drum up more business, or there's something that's kind of keeping you up at night. And your overall reading card here was balance, spirituality, and practicality. So are you being grateful enough? Are you sitting in negative energy, or are you in a place where, sometimes when you sit in that energy of lack, or that energy of kind of, if things aren't going the way you want to, but you kind of let that, you ruminate over and over, and that you just get more of the same. So sometimes it's time to bust out of that negative energy and that anxiety and try to be a little bit more positive. And even if it means, writing affirmations down and putting them on post-its in places where you might see them, so that you're making those affirmations and kind of just changing your mindset, fake it till you make it, that kind of thing. What is just ahead of you is the Page of Wands. So looks like you're going to be nurturing something new that you love. And this could be something about this either material thing, or this new job thing that comes in, or this new way of bringing in business, bringing in money. It's going to be something that you are going to nurture and love and take care of. So that's a good thing. In your advice position is the Page of Cups. So you're also going to have a sense of humor about it. You're not going to take it so seriously that you can't laugh at yourself or laugh at what's going on around you. So make sure, and kind of being open emotionally to even just new friendships, and new ways of being, and new ways of just enjoying company and laughing. Like I said, just kind of being a little bit lighthearted, and like, let's not be all so serious all the time. What is beyond your control this week is some sort of ending that you're going to push through here with this 10 of Wands. So, again, if this is the new beginning, this could, they go together. Endings don't come without a new beginning. And if that Ace of Pentacles is the thing, you might just be on that final push, that final something to push that through, to get the new ball rolling on something new that's going to come in for you. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is the Death card. So this is like the ultimate ending. So, you might be trying to avoid, you know, again, you're trying to avoid this, or you're not. It's your secret desire. And what is this? The end of this job, like I'm talking about, this the put this push through, this final push. And some of you might be trying to avoid that, and some of you may be thinking, that's exactly what I need. I need to get out of this situation with this job, or move to this other thing. I'm ready to go. Maybe I'm bored doing what I'm doing, or the thing, kind of like you're on the hamster wheel and you want to end it. I don't even see this as being a bad thing, and you may be trying to avoid it. And if it is your secret desire to just be done and move on, then go ahead and do that. That's okay. In your outcome position, I see the Moon card. So, the outcome is a little bit murky. And that could be just because you haven't really decided yet what you're pushing through to, what these changes might be. You've got a lot of choices, and, or you're coming from a place where you've had a lot of choices. So, you might want to go back and re-choose. Sometimes we look back and say, well, I did this thing and maybe it didn't work out that great. Maybe it's time for me to kind of reverse course and go back and look at the another thing that maybe I didn't choose, that I should have chosen. And that's where this inner wisdom, that's where this Hermit comes in, and where we're trying to really make decisions. And you know what it is. We all kind of know where we mess up in our past. And so, if you have to make this, excuse me, my nose is starting to run on me again. We have to make the right choices and the right changes. And if you go back and find that, oh well, maybe I chose that incorrectly, I didn't do that one quite right, that's how you live and learn, right? So we move forward, and we it's okay to go back and say, okay, well, let me change course a little bit, because whatever course you're on is bringing you a little bit of anxiety, and you're kind of ready for it to end. And I don't blame you. I mean, I feel like if you change course, and that's where this Moon card is kind of that murky, mysterious, it's things in the dark, it's things of mystery. This is like subconscious, and your intuition telling you something. So if it's telling you, that wasn't the best decision, let's go back and not really have a redo, but like realign. Maybe choose another thing that you didn't choose last time, and you'll have a different outcome. What is hidden from you this week is, yeah, a little bit of indulgence and satisfaction. So, yeah, you're not real thrilled with the outcome that's going on. I mean, you've got this anxiety. In fact, both of these cards are nines. Do we have another nine on the table? You might want to look up angel number 99. Oh, we did have another nine. We had three. So 999. See if that number means something to you this week in the angel number realm. Like I said, we're looking at synchronicities a little bit closer this week, to see if you can pick up on some sort of language and where that guidance is for you. Because if things are a little murky and in the dark right now, when it comes to whatever this Ace of Pentacles might represent. Again, it might represent your current job or a promotion that you're trying to come into, or some material thing that you've come into. And so you're just trying to figure out how to manage all of that right now. Let's see what the Soul Oracle deck says for a final message for this. I do feel like you're kind of at the end of something. You're having a sense of humor about it. I mean, it is some anxiety and some sleepless nights, but what you need to do is to learn how to balance, what is it in your spiritual life that you are trying to balance in your practical life. And if those are not aligning, then you need to ask yourself why, and just learn those lessons and try harder, try it better. All right, final words here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message is strengthen your gifts. Okay, so if that means that you need maybe a little bit, some sort of continuing education or something that, or to learn something new that ups whatever is going on, like I said, in your pentacle world. If this is something job related, it could be a class that you take, it could be some seminar that you attend or something, or just asking the right questions of even just people around you. A lot of times, coworkers or your boss, you might be, you might want to ask a question like, I want to learn such and such thing, can you help me? And people tend to be very nice and mentory. People do like to help others, so don't be afraid to reach out and ask a little bit. All right, let's see what Sagittarius needs to do in the way of self-care this week. Self-care for Sagittarius, and the card you get is the card called Possibility. Focus your attention on what could go right. When you learn to imagine the best case scenario, you get to enjoy and experience twice. And that's what I was saying about not letting yourself get into that negative headspace all the time, because then that's what you tend to manifest. If you're negative and you're thinking, oh, business is slow and da 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 da, you're speaking those things out loud, which means you are also thinking and speaking them into existence. So and would it make a big difference if you start saying, oh, business is picking up, business is looking great, and trying to do those positive things? And what if you speak that into existence instead of the negative things? So careful with those words, Sagittarius. Sag, thank you so much for being here with me today. I do hope there's something you can take away and use in this reading. If you're comfortable sharing, drop me a message down below and let me know, is there something that you've been speaking negatively about that you're going to try to turn that around and be more positive about? Again, you can put those affirmations, on your mirror, on your the steering wheel of your car, or somewhere at work where you can see, you just start to say those positive things over and over and speak them into existence. That's really all you need to do. Anyway, I do readings every week, so come back next week. We'll see if this energy continues or if there's something completely new here for you next week. Also, if you like my reading style, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps my channel, and I appreciate that so much. But more importantly, it'll help you find me next week. So good luck with the Sagittarius, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.